Hey there, week 4 again, and we're going to be doing more work on this Cubist project. I am going to just keep this one to just layer masks. And there's going to be some selections because you have to do selections to make layer masks. So I'm starting with this image of me that's just kind of the top of the head. And I'm going to start with just showing you a little bit about, I'm just going to make a couple masks. So this is that quick selection tool in 2020 that's kind of, it doesn't work, it doesn't make really precise selections. I haven't figured that out yet, but it is a nice way to make a quick selection that works just fine for something like this. So I'm going to, it works like a brush. I'm going to click on it and it just keeps on selecting similar pixels, and now I have that selection. Okay, you can do anything you want now, right, with that selection. So I'm going to go to this layer here that has some bark texture. I'm putting it to the top, and you can see where that selection is. Down here is the layer mask. Add layer mask. It's a rectangle with a hole in it, and there we go. What's nice here is it keeps this image intact. Alright, so now I'm just going to do things like apply different types of layer effects, and just see if you can find something that looks nice and interesting. I don't know. I like that one. Let's go with this one for now. And then you can put a little opacity on it so it's not so harsh. Okay, so there's that. Here I have a side view, and I do want people to try to do multiple views. So it's kind of big. I think I'm gonna, it doesn't have, it could be large. It doesn't have to be to scale. I think I'm gonna use the transform tool here, and I'm gonna scale it down a little bit. So it kind of matches the same size as my head, my other head. I think it does need to be a little smaller. Let's go with that. But I don't like the way this looks over here. So I'm going to use this quick selection tool again. I'm going to create another mask. Alright, I'm trying to just do... So you can minus by hitting the option key here and try to get rid of other parts of the selection. And you can add it again. So I got rid of that little hunk of hair there. And I'm going to do another mask on this. Alright. Trying to line it up with that hairline a little bit. So maybe I could put a different, you can make another selection here, right? And do another mask. So I've got this flame up here. I'm going to do another mask. Maybe I'll just put opacity on that. And you could always put this on the top, and you can do multiple, you could duplicate this layer too, and make, you know, make multiple layers on top of one another and do different opacities. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna what happens with that? So I think just, you know, having some fun here, you know. That's I'm not gonna spend 3 hours here in front of you recreating something, but I think this is a start. What about the background? What if I'm like, okay, I want to get rid of this background? We've got that background erase tool, which I think is still a very effective tool. And if you go back to this layer, and we could get rid of the background, so we can start I don't want this background to be white. I want it to be transparent. So I'm going to take and select all, get rid of it. Or you could always fill that like a bright color. But this background I might use for something else. But let's get rid of the background. All right. And now things you can do here, and this would, you can start make a selection there. Whoop. I'm just going to use this marquee tool for the selection. Okay, and remember that Command J, and I did include some quick, some keyboard shortcuts, a link, because, you know, that's something that everybody needs to because I don't always know the Windows equivalent here. So now I have a copy of that area here. I gotta select the right layer. All right, and you can change. I'm gonna take and change the eyeball and transform it. I think free transform is nice. I'll just, because it gives you, you know, you can do more than just scale. But what is nice about when you do, we've got a layer effect, or we've got a layer underneath it, or between. So this, what I wanted to illustrate here is this is affecting this layer as well. Okay, so I think that's kind of a, so anything that's underneath this is going to be affecting these other layers. So that's what's happening here. All right, so you could do some other things to this layer and make some cuts and just distort it and stuff. You could also take and move both these layers. You know, when you start moving things around, it does start to affect the other layers, which I think this kind of makes it, you know, look like it belongs here a little bit more. I kind of like that. All right,